and
Oddworld.
Hey oddballs, I'm your host Jensen, and welcome to episode 155. I hate summer in Missouri, and I'm already ready for fall. Missouri basically stands for misery in the summer, unless you like this weather, which I don't. If it was just hot, that would be one thing, but it's like we're living in the damn rainforest without the beautiful rainforest. Because it's so humid and I hate it. But anyhow, I'm ready for fall, and it's also spooky season. So like the weather's great and it's spooky season and you can't really go wrong there. Now, hopefully those born today don't hate their birthday, and I'm assuming they're probably a summer baby. Maybe? But happy birthday to you June 18th babies. I have the birthday book out in front of me and we are going to get to know you. So here we go.
Happy birthday.
Their great joie de vivre, their relish of new ideas, their typically positive and energetic approach to everything that they undertake, as well as the responsible attitude that they manifest toward their family members, friends, and colleagues, all combine to make those born on June 18th attractive and popular personalities to whom others naturally gravitate. They are particularly valued for their generous encouragement and support that they offer to those closest to them, and for the enlivening and quirky sense of fun that they inject into their interpersonal relationships, a tendency that is redoubled if they are also born in the Chinese year of the horse. June 18th people are imaginative individuals whose restless curiosity can lead them to explore previously untapped areas, often with remarkably original results. They have the potential to make an especial mark in performing arts, for which most have a natural affinity. But they may also blaze trails as scientific researchers or business entrepreneurs. Whatever career they choose, they prefer to work as part of a team rather than individual capacity, for they are greatly stimulated by personal contact. Although their propensity to enjoy life to the fullest and their gregariousness may mean that those born on this day take some time to commit themselves to a life partner, once domestically settled, they are typically deeply affectionate and considerate toward their loved ones. They usually make gifted parents, although they may find it hard to resist attempting to control their offspring's lives, a tendency that may ultimately cause resentment. Their virtues are adventurous, positive, loyal. Their vices are controlling, overprotective, flighty. So happy birthday again, you June 18th babies. If this sounds like you or somebody that you know, as always, let me know. And let's go ahead and move on into stories.
This comes from decent_management 449 on Reddit.
I think I had a very close encounter of some kind, and I just can't stop thinking about what it was. So, this happened 2 to 3 months ago. I have a backyard area behind my house. It's actually just cement driveway, with bushes, trees, and such off to the sides. Sometimes I take my dogs out there for a quick pee if a long walk is not due. So, I'm out there with one of my dogs, probably around 11 or 12 a.m. And he's sniffing around and peeing a bit, when all of a sudden I hear it. A voice, loud as hell. Almost sounds like he has a microphone or speaker, and it's projected directly towards me. And for the next 25 seconds, this thing is absolutely yelling something at me. I don't know what it said. It was for sure not English. I don't think it was Latin. And to be perfectly honest, it didn't sound like any language I've ever heard. But it was for sure a language. It spoke so loud and so distinctly that it was definitely an intelligent being. Now, for the first couple seconds, my brain was overloading, thinking, what the fuck? Then, I immediately think to record the sound. I didn't see anything. But I remember that I left my phone inside because it was almost at 0 battery. The next thought I have is this must be some sort of prank, like speakers. There's a building next door, but it's literally a retirement home. And in 20 years of living here, I have never heard a TV playing from any of their windows, let alone something as loud as this. And then this happened. The voice sounded like it was coming from a 12-foot, 500-pound creature. That's how loud and strong it sounded. But nothing was there that you could see. And the moment I thought, this is speakers in some movie scene, I kid you not, the source of this sound went back and forth like the entire length of the yard. It was moving back and forth, still talking to me, just maybe 10 feet away, way closer than the building itself. It was not a speaker, at least not from the building. The other crazy thing is, my dog was barking like crazy from where the voice was coming from. My dog never barks at hardly anything, especially in that scenario, just us two chilling outside. Man, I can't stop thinking about what it was. I think it was an alien. A friend I told, who believes me, thinks it was a demon. Either way, as scary as it was in that moment, I also think, wow, that was really cool after the fact. The thing's voice sounded malicious, for sure. And if it's real, it's probably something that could have crushed me like we can crush an insect. So the fact that it didn't gives me some sort of peace. Fucking weird, huh? Yeah, I don't like any of that. Now, here's the thing. I have grown out of this for the most part, but I used to really, really hate aliens. Like, terrified, absolutely not. Independence Day or Signs. Oh my God, Signs. Are you freaking kidding me right now? And, what's the other one? Oh my God. Okay, it's War of the Worlds. That one specifically, and Independence Day, which is kind of funny, but like, it's funny that it scares me. But those two specifically scared the absolute shit out of me. And made me terrified of aliens. Now, Signs is creepy in its own way, and yes, that still terrified me just as much, but something about the aliens coming and destroying, and I just don't like the idea of being destroyed like that. So I don't know. Either way, as an adult, after doing some research for a while, I really think aliens are kind of just like watching us. I don't think that they're not there. Because here's the thing, if they really wanted to take us out, then they would have fucking taken us out already. Duh. But there are so many theories behind aliens that, if anything, now I'm just curious. So here are some theories behind aliens. Some say that they're here because they need our resources. So they trade with us and help us with certain things. We give them resources that they don't have. I've also heard that all of us humans are half aliens or something like that. I've also heard that, like, one of the big ones, there's a whole, I don't know what this series is called, but there's a whole show about it where the aliens had come back for like Chernobyl and, oh my God, but Japan, where the tsunami hit and blew up the nuclear power plant. And the aliens had come back and flashed a little light and basically like took out some of the radiation. So that's kind of cool if that's actually true. But I'm sorry for going on a little tangent there, but like maybe that's why this person like didn't get hurt from it. I don't know what would make this loud of a noise. If aliens really do have the technology like what we all think they do, then I guess why wouldn't they have this noise? And maybe they were messing with you, but why you? I mean, I guess there are always bad aliens, maybe. Just like there are bad humans, there are bad aliens, but I don't know. But it being a demon, something tells me that it's not a demon. It could be not an alien or a demon, and it could just be like a spirit who's found some crazy power. This one weirds me the fuck out, if I'm gonna be completely honest with you. And the fact that this person has lived there for 20 years and nothing like this has ever happened, that's like really strange. But I really don't think I don't think it's a demon. I really feel like it's something otherworldly, or just some kind of weird creature that we haven't discovered yet, which honestly would be kind of cool, but also kind of freaky. Like the fact that they were saying that it sounded like it was coming from some huge creature. It's just wild. It's wild and it's spooky, and I'm stumped. It gives me shivers, but if it's an alien, maybe they're just messing with you, and I don't know why. I don't know why. Maybe you're the chosen one. Maybe you're the one who is supposed to help them with resources. I don't know. I'm really good at making shit up. So anyhow, what are your thoughts? Let me know, and let's go ahead and move on to the next story.
This comes from an anonymous writer.
When I was 10 or 11, I remember sleeping downstairs in my basement in my dad's man cave, where we had a pull-out couch. It was Thanksgiving, and we had some family visiting, so my brother and I gave up our beds and slept downstairs. I couldn't sleep because my brother kept moving around in his sleep. At this point, I was just completely awake, staring at the ceiling. And then I rolled over onto my side, the side facing the room and not the wall, and saw a small, violet, almost indigo hand laying on the ground next to the bed. The way I was lying, I could only see the hand. The rest obscured where the wrist and arm would be. It was pitch black down there, and the hand glowed just enough to be able to be seen, but not enough to light up the room at all. Kind of like those bioluminescent sea creatures. It was tiny, like a toddler's hand. It was even smaller than my 10-year-old one. At first, I was scared enough to try and wake up my brother, but he slept heavy and was an older brother who was at the age where he didn't really want anything to do with me. I didn't want to yell for my parents and wake up all of our guests and then be called a baby. So I figured I would have to take a look myself, see if there was a monster attached to the hand, and if it wanted to kill me, start screaming or wake up my brother. So after hyping myself up for what felt like an hour, but was probably more like 10 minutes, I peeked over my bed and saw nothing. The hand was still there, but no arm or monster attached to it. At this point, in my child brain, I thought, okay, at least now I know it has to be harmless. It can't do anything really. I'll still keep an eye on it. So, for the next few hours, I forced myself to stay awake and watch the hand. It didn't move or anything, just laid there, completely still. Eventually, after a long time, I went to sleep. And when I woke up in the morning, the hand was gone. If anyone knows what this could have been or had a similar experience, I'd love to hear. I've only had this one paranormal event happen to me at that house. Well, isn't that just an interesting one? And I think it's only because I just read one that could have been an alien, but what if it was like an alien hand? And maybe you only saw just the hand part because maybe the rest of the alien was either gone, like detached, or maybe the alien like disguised itself. It would freak me the fuck out if I looked over and I saw a hand sticking out from under the bed. Now, I will say it's my favorite color. I do like purpley colors, and it doesn't make it any better. It just makes it that much more odd. Like, that's odd, right? Ew. You know, honestly, my brain goes to the Addams Family, and all I think of is Thing. So maybe this was some weird version of Thing, and it was just sleeping. Even though I'm pretty sure Thing never sleeps, but you know, who knows? Maybe this is Thing's purple sister or cousin, and somehow they wound up at your place. But okay, so now that my mind is kind of rolling even more, what if your brother had some kind of toy, like, you know, those little like hands that you can put on. Like they have like the Hulk hands, even though that's huge. But like those little prop hands, or maybe it came off of a doll or something. I don't know, but some kind of toy hand maybe, and it glowed in the dark. What if maybe that's what it was? That's the only other thing I can think of, because if not, this is some weird creature hand thing. And other than the fact that it's purple, which I love, I don't like it, but it's tiny. If it's like toddler size hand, it's a tiny thing. But also it kind of depends on what kind of toddler we're talking about, because if it's the size of my toddler, well then that's a pretty big thing, whatever it is. I'm just saying it's bigger than a baby, and that's a decent sized creature, and I don't like it. Either way, I don't like it. Like I said, the only thing I like about it is the purpleness. I'm thinking alien just because of the story previous to this one, but I'm hoping it was just a toy. But I really want to know what you guys think this is or could be. I'm gonna have to Google around a lot on this one. I Googled a little bit before and I didn't find much. So if you have a story like this story or the one before, let me know. If you have any paranormal story in general, send it my way. And I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And well, it's an odd world after all. Oddballs, thank you for listening. And if you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to leave 5 stars or thumbs up on whatever podcast platform you listen on. If you have any comments for this episode, comment below or head over to Instagram and comment on this episode's preview. To submit a story or for more information, go to itsanoddworldafterall.com.